You understand? I like swag. Jesus has some swag. And I'm telling you, there's some people, they want to just hang with Jesus just to hang with Jesus. But I don't just want to hang with Jesus. I want to learn the principles that Jesus practiced. Because what made Jesus successful, it wasn't because he was Jesus, it's because of the principles that he practiced. And I found out that principles will work for anybody, anywhere, anytime. See, the principle of friendship will work anywhere. That's why if you take me and throw me in the jungle, you can take me and throw me in the jungle, and nobody, they can tell me, Dewayne, there's no human being here. There's nothing but animals here. When you come back, give me 3 months. Give me 3 months in that jungle. When you come back, you're going to think I'm Tarzan. You're going to think I'm Tarzan because you're going to say, you're going to come and you're going to say, Dewayne, I thought you had some friends. And you're going to hear me say, and boy, them monkeys going to come out, boy. I'm going to say, caw, birds going to come out because I'm going to have a relationship with her because I know the principle of relationship. Amen. Some of y'all go to this church, you don't even know half of the people go here. You know why? Because you don't practice the principles of relationship. When service is over, you leave. You don't show yourself friendly. And if you want some friends, you got to show yourself friendly. You can't be the first one to leave. I know I'm going to say it. Don't worry about it. I got you. That's why some visitors can go to churches and they can leave and they feel like they don't know anybody. Then you can be a friendly church, but you're just friendly to the people that's there. Ain't no way in the world you gonna have a guest to come to our service and a guest leave out don't knowing me, don't know somebody. Because I'm going to walk up to you, I'm going to introduce myself to you. I want to know your name, and I'm going to remember your name, so when you get ready to leave, I'm going to stop you on purpose and call you by your name and say, I'll see you next week. It's something about when people call your name. You know when you go to the hotel and they say, Mr. Freeman? They already looked at something. You call downstairs. Mr. Freeman, how can I help you? Yeah. I be like, I like that. And I know that's a script. It's something about somebody calling your name. It's a principle. And I understand the principles that Jesus practiced. And I said, if principles work for anybody, anywhere, at any time, then I want to practice. Not only I want to have a relationship with the person Jesus, but I want to practice the same principles that he practiced. So the success that Jesus had, I will have that same kind of success. Understanding is very, very important. That's why when I come to service, when I come to a place of worship, I want to get some understanding. I don't want to get some kind of spiritual exercise where I'm running, jumping, and don't get any understanding. And there are a lot of people, you broke, busted, and disgusted, because if you broke, you're going to be busted, and you're going to be disgusted. And the reason why is because you don't have any understanding. The Bible said that when anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, watch this, and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and taketh away the word that was sown in your heart. The only thing you get to keep is what you understand. That's why whatever you get involved in, you want to make sure you have some understanding about what you put your hands to. If you get married, you want to have an understanding about how a man will operate, how a woman operate. Because if you don't understand the opposite sex, if you get married to the opposite sex, just because you love each other, if you don't understand what you just got into, you're going to be frustrated. Because frustration is the reward of people who lack understanding. And that's why when I come, I want to get some understanding. Give me some understanding, and I'll make my way prosperous. Everybody say understanding. And so I began to look at some principles, and I found these principles that I seen in this, that I wrote in this book, and I'm telling you, these principles have changed my life. That's why I'm traveling all over this country. It ain't because Dewayne is all of that. Jesus will make you look smarter than what you really are. Don't think you all of that. Keep on thinking you all of that, and let the Holy Ghost stop talking to you, and you're going to look like you really look. That's why I got to depend on the Holy Spirit. And he always want to make you look good. You know, I found out Jesus said this, let your light so shine. And then he said, so men will see your good works. Notice what he didn't say. He didn't say that men will hear about your good works. When I read that one day, Spirit of the Living God said, why you got to keep telling somebody you're a Christian? You got it. Why you can't show them? I didn't tell you to tell them. I told you to show them. There are a lot of Christians want to hold up some signs and protest. Watch it. You know, you got to listen to me. Just stay with me. Don't get ahead of me. Stay with me. Okay? There are a lot of Christians want to hold up some signs and protest against same-sex marriage. And watch this, watch it. If you was holding up your sign, holding up your relationship as a sign, we wouldn't have that problem. You want to hold up a sign, but you don't want to hold up your relationship. Let them see the real deal, and then they won't do what they doing. But they ain't seeing the real deal. That's why you got to hold up a sign. Is it all right in here? Okay, all right. I feel like Mr. Rogers. I'm somewhere in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And watch this. I looked at the life of Jesus, and I seen how successful he was. And there were certain principles that Jesus practiced that caused him to be successful. And when I was beginning to write and pen that book, The 4 S's of a Committed Leader, God showed me these S's. And he said, I want you to take these S's all across the world. I want you to teach my people. Because let me tell you this. I'm not a senior pastor. I'm the assistant to the pastor. So I'm really sitting on y'all's side. So now I'm talking from the other side. I'm talking from the other side because I want to help you. I've been doing this. I've been doing what I'm doing. I'm talking about assisting my pastor, which is my younger brother. You know, most people don't think he's younger because I look better than him. You understand? and me and him, you know, we in total agreement. We ain't got a problem with that. You know, sometimes I say that in the service and people got a problem with it. And me and him are in total agreement. He my pastor. We in total agreement. He my pastor. But he know I look better than him. And we in agreement with that. We ain't got a problem. He my younger brother, but I'm submitted to him. Amen. How the older brother going to be submitted to the younger brother? I'll tell you how you do that when you see right. That's why Jesus was so successful, because of his perception. Perception is everything. I like your swag too, my man. I like your swag. Yeah, perception is everything. How you perceive a person. Let me tell you something. You can take this outside of what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about this church family here. But you can take this outside, take it in your marriage, take it on your job. How you perceive a person will determine how you will receive from that person. Because your perception is reality to you. And watch this. If you can be standing right in front of your answer. But if you don't see right, you won't be able to receive right. And if you don't receive right, you'll miss out on your answer right in front of you. There's some women right now, you'll never get married. You'll never, and if you do, when the condition that you're in, you're going to pick the wrong person because your past experience had painted a perception about men, and God can bring you your Boaz right in front of you, but because your perception about Boaz that God brought into your life, you're looking at him as bozo, and you'll run from him, and you'll miss out and run into the hands of bozo because you had Boaz in front of you, but you didn't perceive him right. Perception is everything. You know, when I'm reading the Bible, I like to sit and I like to leave from where I am. You know, I'm in Maryland. I like to leave from Maryland and go to Jerusalem. I've never been in Jerusalem before in my life. I don't even want to go to Jerusalem. They walk too much in Jerusalem. I don't want to go on them tours. They told me about it. I don't want to walk. They did something in Orlando, what's it, Orlando, Florida? They did the Holy Land down there. I went to that because it ain't that big. I ain't going to no Jerusalem and walk around Jerusalem. Talking about Jesus was there. Hey, Jesus here. I ain't got to go over there to see Jesus. Watch it. But God gave me an imagination that I can be here. Watch this. I can be here and be somewhere at the same time. That's why you got to get control of your imagination, because you can be here and God wants you to receive something here, but your imagination got you somewhere and you can miss out on here because you're somewhere else. So when I'm reading the scriptures, I like to go there. So one day I'm reading John chapter number 4, and Jesus sitting at the well, and I'm trying to figure out myself, why Jesus sitting at the well by himself? Where's the disciples? Because I know if my pastor was by himself, that would be strange. We got some security guards and got some PPAs that's with our pastor. They ain't going to let the pastor be by himself. If pastor by the well, they going to be by the well. So I walk up on Jesus, and that place he's sitting at the well, he all by himself, and I'm curious. I'm trying to figure out why you there all by yourself. So I just sit down there beside Jesus. So me and Jesus sitting at the well at John chapter number 4. And I'm looking at my watch, and I'm saying it's 12 noon, and I'm like, why Jesus here? Ain't nobody else here. And then I look up and I see this lady coming towards the well. She got this pail, and she carrying this pail, and I'm sitting there watching the woman. And while I'm sitting there, and I could tell the girl had an attitude when she was coming. I'm looking at the time. And I already know the girl got an issue. Because all the women would come early in the morning to take care of business early in the morning. And here she come at 12 noon when nobody else come at 12 noon. She didn't know Jesus was going to be there. And we sitting there, and here come the girl. And when the girl get to the well, Jesus asked this girl something. I said to myself, Jesus, why you ask that girl that? I don't know about you, but I talk to Jesus. I talk to him. I'm sitting there because I learn more by talking to him when I'm reading than I do anything else. And I'm sitting there, and Jesus asked this girl the question, because I could tell the girl had an attitude. The girl walking, and Jesus asked this girl something. Jesus said this, give me something to drink. I said, really, Jesus? You sitting on the well. You was there before the girl got there. Hey, come on, y'all. Y'all got to go there with me. Come on, go there. Here, you can tell this girl got some issue. I already knew something was getting ready to go down. Jesus asked that girl the question. Here go the girl. She said, I'm a Samaritan. You a Jew. What you doing talking to me anyway? I was saying to myself, I knew it. And all of a sudden, Jesus began to minister to the girl. And while he ministered to the girl, he ministered to her like no other man ever ministered to her. Because every other man that ministered to the girl in the past, they always tried to get something from the girl, and Jesus was trying to get something to the girl. She ain't never ran into nobody like that. Jesus told the girl one time, Jesus said, girl, watch it, you can tell her perception was off. Jesus said, girl, if you knew, watch it, if you knew who was in front of you right now. Jesus said, girl, you would ask me to give you something to drink, and I'll give you something to drink, that it'll be a well in you. You'll never thirst again. That girl said, give me some of that water. Because watch it. Jesus knew that girl was thirsty in a whole lot of areas of her life. She was thirsty in her relationship. She was thirsty in her finance. She was thirsty in her soul. That girl just didn't need some water. That girl needed an answer. She's standing right in front of Jesus and couldn't even perceive who was in front of her. And when you don't perceive right, you can't receive right. And all of a sudden, Jesus asked this girl this question. Go get your husband. She said, I ain't got one. And Jesus said, true that. No, he didn't say true that. Jesus said, yes, he did. Okay, all right. We in Oakland now. Jesus said, true that. Jesus said, watch it. Jesus said, you done had 5. And the one you with right now ain't your husband. I was like, gee, you bad boy. And then here to watch it. I saw something change in the girl. I'm sitting there looking at the girl. I'm sitting there watching the girl. And all of a sudden, I saw something change. You could tell because, watch it. Your language will always locate you. Let me hang around you. And let me listen to how you talk. And I can tell by your talking where you living. You know, some people, I'm on a fixed income. And you're wondering why it's fixed. Watch it. Watch this, watch this, watch this. It's fixed. You fixed it. Watch this. But that ain't the way God wanted it, because watch this. He done gave you everything. He has given you everything that pertains to life and godliness, and you still looking at what you see instead of looking at what he's already done. I can tell already by listening to some people's language, you ain't even planning on, you hoping that you get healed. You ain't really believing that you're healed. Here you go. Watch it. Girl, go get my high blood pressure pills. How you and them high blood pressure pills have that personal relationship? How they become my high blood pressure pills? My cholesterol pill. Like you're going to be on there for a lifetime. Help me. Watch it. Wait, here goes some people. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Watch it. Some of the stuff I hear some Christians say, I don't cuss. I don't like cussing. I don't like anybody that cuss. I love the people, person, but I just don't like cussing. I think if you got to cuss to get your point across, then your vocabulary is low. But watch this. I would rather learn how to curse than to say some of the stuff that Christians saying. Because see, you know cussing is wrong. You just don't know if it ain't one thing, it's another is wrong. Wow. I'm on a fixed income. That's cussing to heaven. Right. But the reason why you're doing it is because of your lack of understanding. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at this girl. I can tell something clicked because I listened to her language. This is what she said. Sir, I was like, now that's a change. Watch what she said. Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. No, I perceive that. Now she perceived that thou art a prophet. Now watch it. When you perceive right, you can receive right. All of a sudden, boy, that girl dropped. She forgot what she came to that well for. That girl ran back with that message. She said, y'all better come see a man. Yes. That girl won the whole town, told them come see a man because she received right. The reason why she was able to receive right, because she perceived right. Watch this. Your perception will either minimize or maximize the role of the person that God sent into your life. God sends somebody into your life. Your perception about that person will either minimize or maximize their role in your life. Like God had brought you from north, east, south, and west, and he brought this man into your life to take you to another level in life. But he can't take you to that level if you don't perceive him right. If you just look at him as your boy, you just look at him as your friend. You can't look at him as your boy, your friend. You got to look at him as the anointed man from God that God has brought into your life to take you to another level in life. Amen. Some of y'all want to get to know, watch it. Some of y'all want to get to know him and bypass what's on him. And you need to get what's on him more than you get him. Jesus went in his own hometown and he wanted to do many mighty works in his own hometown. And the Bible said that he couldn't do it. Not that he wouldn't do it. He couldn't do many mighty works in his own hometown. Watch it, because of their perception. Their perception of Jesus minimized his role in their life. He can go all over the country, go all over Jerusalem, go all over Judea, go all over different places. People get healed. And when he come back home, he couldn't do many mighty works because they looked at him. Oh, we know him. That's Mary's boy. You know Mary's boy. Joseph's son. You know Mary's boy, but we ain't really sure about Joseph. You remember? Y'all remember? You don't remember that? You know, a long time ago, before they got married, you know, Mary was pregnant before, and she said it by the Holy Ghost, you know, but. We need to send him on the Mary show so he can say, "You are the father." Watch this. See, they were saying, that's Joseph. You remember Joseph when we was Joseph the carpenter. You remember when the little one that was with him all the time, the one that was holding the ladder. You remember the one, you remember that time when he was going up the ladder and Joseph was helping him fix your roof? That was him. That's Jesus right there. See, they bringing him down to the natural arena. And when you bring him down to the natural arena, he don't have anything for you. And he tried to tell you that. That's why he said how God anointed me with the Holy Ghost and with power. He said the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. Notice when he said the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, you want what's on him, not just him. That's why, people, they try to bring me and Pastor Mike down to brother relationship. But I don't let people bring me down because I know he don't have anything to give me on the brother relationship. I got to keep him up as my pastor. And when I see him right, I will allow him now to maximize his role in my life. That's why I tell everybody all over this country, even when I'm at my church, the first time I said it, they used to laugh. I said, hey, let me let y'all know something. I'm the number one man. I'm just in the number two position. I said, if I was in the 100 position in here, I would be the number one man in the 100 position. Because I was seeing him right. What I was really telling everybody, I have embraced his vision like it's my very own. This is not Pastor Mike's vision. This is our vision. So watch this. I serve him like this is mine. Right. See, some people serve it like that's pastor's vision. And we can tell because you can walk past some trash and don't even pick it up. But if it was your thing, you'll pick the trash up. You can go in the bathroom and water can be on the sink. You didn't put it on the counter. You didn't put it on the counter, but you don't even wipe it off. And you don't even know that some women, they don't like nasty bathrooms. Women go in bathrooms. See, men, we can step crossed up and go ahead and do what we got to do. And we come on out. Women, they don't like nasty. And some of them won't even join the church because of a nasty bathroom. And watch it. And you've been in there 2 or 3 times and didn't even wipe it. You know why you didn't wipe it? Because you ain't do it. But if it was yours, you'll wipe it. You got to embrace his vision like it's your very own. And watch this. Seeing right will make you do it. You remember when you first met your girl before she was your wife? She was your girl. You wanted her. Man, you went to go pick that girl up. You was at your best. You go knock on the door. She come to the door. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, you ready to go? I'm ready to take you. Then you walking down the steps. You making sure she get down the steps. You open up the car door. You understand? You let her get in. You in? Yeah. Shut the door because you're seeing right. You get over on the other side. You understand? You driving your car. You tell her, hey, babe, buckle up your seatbelt, babe. And then you go over speed bump. You holding her down because you going. You understand? She already got the seatbelt on, but you're holding her down because you're seeing her right. And then all of a sudden she say, I do to you. And then you get so common with her. Watch this. Your perception about her is messed up now. Now watch this. If she ain't in the car before you ready to go, she left now. You go over speed bump now. You say, you better put your seatbelt on. Because your perception is off. Perception is everything. Watch this. How you perceive a thing will determine how fast you will operate in that thing. Acceleration always takes place when you see right. That's why God spoke to this man, Jeremiah, one day, in Jeremiah chapter number 1, verse number 12. He said, Jeremiah, what do you see? Jeremiah said, I see a rod with an almond. He said, thou hast seen well. He said, now I will hasten to perform my word in your life. Because acceleration takes place when you see right. Seeing right is very, very important. And Satan knows that. That's why Satan don't want Christians to see their man and woman of God right. That's why I was looking, and y'all said this is Founders Month. When y'all see him right, you're going to treat him right. Every last person whose life been changed by the word that came out of this man's mouth, every last person should have a gift, should have an offering to sow into his life, to let him know, hey, I ain't paying for anything, but it's because of the words that come out of your mouth that caused me to have what I have. Watch it. There's not a birthday. There's not a day, the special day that goes by when it comes to my man of God that I ain't sowing into his life. And even when I go back and just because days, we make up just because. Just because you my holy hookup. Here, take this. And I ain't just balling up some, some people, you can tell already how you feel about your gift anyway. You ball it up. Here you go, Pastor. I ain't balling it up. I'm handing it to you. Here. And then I'm going to give you something. I'm going to make you, you're going to know I get here. Like one day we was in the restaurant and they were singing happy birthday to this lady. And the girl said, she 100 years old. I said, 100 years old. So I walked over there. And I stood behind her. Me and my wife, we stood behind her. She's sitting down in the chair. She facing this way. I'm standing right here. I said, who over here 100 years old? I need to see some identification because ain't nobody over here look like they 100. They said, she 100. I said, she ain't no 100 years old. I said, miss, you 100 years old? Yeah, I'm 100. She ain't turn her head. Yeah, I'm 100. I said, well, I come over here to say happy birthday. Here, take this. I reached my hand around there, gave her a $100 bill. That lady looked at the $100 bill. She said, she turned around. She said, who is that? Who is that? Said, this is us, baby. She said, you don't even know me. I ain't got to know you. Anybody 100 years old and you looking that fine, girl, I had to come over here. I go back, and somebody, I don't even know how they did it. They clicked, found my Facebook, added something. I don't even know how you do it. Add a message from, I didn't even put it, they put it. They invaded my Facebook page. And they took her, she got the $100 bill. She got the $100 bill in her hand. And they said, this man walked over up to my grandmother and gave me $100. There are some nice people in this world. There's still nice people in this world. And I said, and that wasn't nothing but $100. But that one that she got that $100. She was 100 years old, but she knew how to count, I'll tell you that. It's something about that money. That's something about that money. Here goes some people, all they talk about is money, but that's all you want. Watch it. Don't play me. Watch it. You spend more time trying to get it than you do with your own children. You spend 8 hours on the job. You spend an hour to get there, an hour to get home, an hour to prepare yourself. You spend about 13, 14 hours a day trying to go get it, and you don't even spend that much time with your own children. So don't tell me money don't mean nothing. If it don't mean nothing, then why you going after it? Look at your neighbor and say, well, I don't think we could play him like that. Perception is everything. That's why the first thing Satan wants to do when it comes to people that God bring into your life, watch it. It don't make no difference. It's your spouse, it's your friend, it's your pastor, it's your boss. When God brings somebody into your life to take you to another level in life, Satan want to put your eyes out about them. You don't believe me? Ask Samson. The first thing they did to Samson when they captured Samson was to put his eyes out. And Satan wants to put your eyes out. That's why Jesus would do an eye examination. And that's why as leaders, when you're hanging around people, you need to do an eye examination with people that are around you. You need to ask them certain questions to see how they really perceive you. Jesus will go up to this guy sometime. He said, who do men say I am? And they were quick to say, some say you this, some say you that, some say you this. And Jesus knew they hung around them more than he hung around him. Just like you hang around more of your crew than you do your pastor. You come here and give him 3 hours on Sunday, maybe 3 hours another time, but you're around your crew more than you around him. And your crew might be saying some things about him, and he needs to know if what they saying is getting in you. And watch it, watch it. They say, some say you this, some say you that, some say you this. And then Jesus looked at him and said, well, who do you say I am? Because Jesus wanted to know, is what they saying, is it getting in you? And you know, quick mouth Peter, Peter had a quick little mouth anyway. And Peter said, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. And notice what Jesus said, flesh and blood didn't reveal that unto you. He said, my Father in heaven revealed that unto you. So that told me something right there. It showed me something right there. You can get your revelation about your holy hookup from God, or you can get it from man. That's why I don't get my perception about Pastor Mike from him or his behavior. I get my perception about Pastor Mike from God. God told me to connect with him. God didn't tell me, he didn't tell me to connect with him because I'm his brother. God told me to connect with him. And when I connect with him, God said, I want you to push his thing like it's your very own. And if you push his thing like it's your very own and don't try to juggle your thing with his thing, God said, I'll bless you down the road that will blow your head like you've never seen before. And I'm going all over this country, and I never promoted me. I push him. There's some people, you trying to promote your ministry inside of his ministry.
Come on now.
You trying to protect your ministry, and watch this. You trying to protect your ministry at the expense of his ministry. And what you need to do is to hide your thing in his thing and then push his thing like it's your thing. And God said this, whatever you make happen for somebody else, God said, I'll make it happen for you. Can't nobody stop me. You know why they can't stop me? Because I see right. And when you see right, can't nobody stop you now. Ain't no stopping Dewayne Freeman. How you going to stop him? Because Dewayne Freeman see right. And when you see right, you receive right. And when you receive right, God can maximize his role in your life, in his earth realm. Amen. Perception is everything. You know, John the Baptist one day, he was walking down the street, had his boys. John had his boys with him. You know, he had disciples, you know. And John was walking with his boys one day. He was coming down the street. So I'm reading the book. And while I'm reading the Bible, I said, well, look, I'm looking at Jesus. Jesus by himself. Let me get with Jesus. So me and Jesus were walking down this way. John was coming down the other way. And you understand, Jesus had that swag. He was walking. I had my swag. I'm walking with Jesus, you understand? And we could see John coming. And all of a sudden, John just stopped. And he pointed towards Jesus. And I'm looking, he said, behold, the Lamb of God, which taketh away the sins of the world. And at first I was sitting there and I was standing there. I said, what are you talking about? He calling Jesus a lamb? I mean, what did he see that I don't see? John was able to see stuff that others didn't see. See, they saw the man Jesus, but they didn't see that that man was the lamb that was going to take away the sins of the world. John was able to see something. And watch this, watch this. When you see right, it'll cause you to submit right. This is John chapter number 1. John chapter number 3, all of a sudden now, John says this, I must decrease so he can increase. So now watch this, watch this, watch this. When you see right, it'll cause you now to submit right. Watch it, watch it. When you see right, it will cause you to submit right. When you see right, it'll cause you to submit, get under somebody else's mission and push their mission like it's your very own. Now watch this. The world don't like submission because submission to them is a position that you done quit and gave up. But in the kingdom, submission is the position that God will place you in to receive power. Watch this, watch this. When you see right and it calls you to submit right, watch it. Submission now, when you move into this place of submission, you don't lose your identity. You get ready to improve your identity. Hear me now, hear me. Submission now, God says, whoever tries to exalt themselves, God said they come down. But whoever will submit, whoever will get under, God said, I will exalt. Because submission is always the position that God will place you in to receive power. One day I'm reading Matthew chapter number 8. See, the reason why I'm going through it, because I got these scriptures in my tablet. I can go through until you turn through there. But I already know your pastor is a good teacher. Y'all already got some of this. I ain't got all this time. See, I can't say I'm coming back next week and the week after. See, he can say we can continue next week. I can't continue. So I'm going to tell you where they are, and you go check them out yourself. Watch it. Matthew chapter number 8, it was a centurion soldier. He had one of his servants. He was sick. This boy was sick real bad. The centurion soldier, I liked him. It's like his move. So what he did, he said, can y'all go get that man Jesus? See, y'all got a relationship with him. And he sent the Jews, he sent the priests and said this, y'all go tell Jesus come back and heal my servant. And make sure you tell him I help y'all build the synagogue. So they go tell Jesus, this man who's worthy for you to heal his servant, you need to do it, Jesus, because that's the one to build that synagogue. You know, we got some people that come to the synagogue, they ain't bringing nothing to build it. This man don't even come. And he done built us a synagogue. You need to go heal him, Jesus. So Jesus said, I'll go heal him. And all of a sudden now, Jesus walking towards the man's house. Now I'm walking with Jesus, and we walking towards the man's house. And while we going towards the man's house, you understand, I can see the man looking out his window. I can see the man looking out. And then somebody else come and they run to meet us. And the guy said this. He said, trouble not yourself. He said, because he ain't even worthy for you to come up under his roof. And I'm sitting there, I'm saying, well, the Jews said that he was worthy. Right. Now they saying he ain't worthy. Because see, I was picturing that they ain't know Jesus was going to come that fast. And he had some stuff in his house, and he couldn't hide it. Let me ask you this question, WCC. If Pastor had a drive-by to your house today, how long would he have to stay outside before you let him come in? Oh, let's go back to the story. They send the man, and the man said, he ain't even worthy for you to come up under his roof. But he said this, speak the word only right here. Speak it right here, and my servant will be here. And you know why he said that? He said this. He said, because I'm a man, watch this, under authority, but I'm also a man in authority.
Yes.
Notice he didn't say, I'm a man in authority. Notice he said, I'm a man under. See, because submission is the position that God will place you in to receive power. And when you know that, you're in authority.
Yes.
That man said, I tell a person come, they come. I tell them to go, they come. I tell them to do this, they do it. He said, now I seen you. We already heard about you. We know that you are submitted to the Father. All you got to do is stand right here and speak the word only. My servant will be here. And Jesus turned around to us and he said, I ain't seen a man in Israel that got faith like this man. You know what Jesus was teaching us right there? He was teaching us. I was there. He was teaching us that submission is the position that puts you in power. If you can't submit right, you'll never operate in authority. I like baseball. You know, we got a good baseball team in Washington. You know, we got some real good pitchers. And I like to go to them. I like to go to them games. I really like to go when you're like about 2 or 3 or 4 rows behind the back catcher. You behind that back catcher, and we got some guys that throw 100 miles an hour fastballs. I mean, when they hit that mitt, pow, you can hit that thing. I just like the sound of that ball hitting that back catcher's mitt. And you know what I'm saying? When the back catcher get down in that position. And but there's sometimes where certain batters get up, the back catcher don't go down. The back catcher stand up and he do one of these moves. And every time the back catcher stands up and he does one of these moves, I already know I am not going to see any power pitches. I'm going to see 4 little soft pitches because he's standing up. But all of a sudden when the next batter get up, I see him get in a position. All right. I see him going down. I mean, when this new batter comes up, I see him going down. I mean, when that new batter's coming up, I see him submitting. And when he gets in his place of submission, I know that pitcher is going to throw some power pitches because submission is the position that God will place you in to receive power. Watch it. Anybody, watch it, anybody that don't submit, you walk in pride, you will never see power because you always see slow pitches. You always see soft pitches because you're not in a position to receive power. And watch this, watch it. You will never fulfill your assignment in life if you don't get in the place of submission. And the Spirit of God told me that, he said, Dewayne, there's so many people that are sitting up under men and women of God that I can't release my power in and through their life because they don't get in the place of submission. And he said, in my house, Mama, I like, we got, it's not a husband's duties. We just know each other's skills. You understand? Strong points, weak points. And so we just work with that. And then when you don't have any strong points, your wife got to teach you so you can't just lay down and do nothing. She teach you because I didn't know how to vacuum.
All right, this is good.
Don't play, I'm sensitive. Don't laugh at me. Reason I didn't know how to vacuum because my mother and father, they didn't teach us how to vacuum. They just told us to go vacuum. See, I don't think you ought to be able to, you don't have the right to criticize somebody you never taught them.
Right.
If you hadn't taught them exactly what you wanted them to do, you don't really have the right to criticize what they're doing. So mom and daddy said, go up there and clean your room up. Make sure you vacuum. You do all you clean your room up, you can go. Man, back then, kids, you do what kids do. So when I got up there, the first thing I do, I would turn the vacuum on and let them hear the vacuum running. And then I just walk around in the room just trying to, investigate where is the trash. And so while the vacuum's still running, I'm doing my inspection. And so I just go and I just hit over the spots that look like they need it. And you understand? Ain't no use of me hitting the spots that don't look like they need it. So that's why I didn't know really how to vacuum. But when I got married, you understand, I thought that cleaning up the house was the role of a wife. But then I found out that cleaning up the house ain't the role of a wife. They used to tell me different roles of a husband and a wife that I found out they're really not roles of husband and wife. And then I found out they doing stuff that's not really pertaining to husband and wife. And then they have problems because nobody is doing what husband and wife supposed to be doing. Like I had one pastor call me one day. That's why we writing this book. We're going to put this book together. It's going to be on marriage. And this pastor called me one day, and he was talking about, man, I'm just so mad at my wife. I said, man, I'm telling you, I'm ready to leave her. I said, leave her for what? He said, man, she ain't got to cook. I pay somebody to cook. She ain't got to clean. I pay somebody to clean. We got somebody to caretaker for the child. She can spend as much as she want to spend, go shopping when she want to go. Got the car, drive any kind of car she want to drive. And she always complaining, always like she want more. And I'm telling you, I'm fed up with that. I said, if I was your wife, I'd be ready to leave too. I would leave you. He said, what you talking about? Did you hear what I said? And when I was saying all that, some of them women was like, I would love that. I said, I ain't heard one role of a husband. All that stuff you trying to get credit for to me, I ain't heard not one role of a husband in none of that. He said, what you mean? I said, paying the bills ain't a role of a husband. Because watch this. I can come to y'all right now and tell y'all, me and Lisa going to pay your bills for the year, the whole year, and both of y'all say, praise the Lord, and y'all let me do it. Right. I can tell you, I'm going to send somebody in there to clean up your house, and y'all will praise the Lord and let me do it. Right. I said, but now if I ask you, let me show your wife some affection, you're going to tell me I'm crazy. Because you know why? Because affection is one of the roles of a husband. Cleaning up the house ain't a role of a husband. We can pay somebody to do that, but we can't pay nobody to show her affection. Watch this, watch this. I said, maybe she's starving affection, and you think you trying to get credit in those other areas. Watch it. Taking care of the children ain't the role of a husband. If it was, the children would say, when you finish, they would say, thanks, husband. They don't say thanks, husband. They say, thanks, daddy. Because that's the role of a daddy to take care of children. All right. So let me go back to the cleaning up, because that little side over there look like. So Lisa taught me how to vacuum. You got to put diamonds in the carpet. You understand? And you just don't start anywhere. You start from the front and you work your way out of the room. You understand? And so and you clean, you step back, and then you go back and hit that. You know what I'm talking about, Mom? You know what I'm saying? And so you vacuum, and so I'm in there vacuum, and all of a sudden now, you know, he's saying, boy, I'm telling you, when you're in that position of submission, you're in a place of authority. Power is going to be released. And I found out, watch this. I found out when I'm doing this and I'm easing her duties. And because I'm easing her duties, she's able now to reserve some power. Okay. Because submission is the position that God will place you in to receive power. Then when I finish vacuuming, I go in there and wash the dishes. Baby, you cook. I don't know how to cook. You cook. I wash the dishes. So I'm washing the dishes, and when I finish, I take the towel and I wipe the sink out dry. I've been trained, Mom. I've been trained. I wipe the counter off. Make sure, and then I step back, and you kind of like look and make sure you got all. I'm in a position of submission. So one day, one of my duties is, because we got this water machine that, you know, is hooked up, you know, get certain kind of water. So I got to take the pitchers up there. So, and I fill it up because they too heavy for her to bring down the steps. You understand? So man up, yeah. So I'm going up there, and I'm filling up one. I got both of the pitchers in my hand, and I'm got the machine on, and I'm filling up one of them. And then when I pulled that one out to get ready to put this one, the Spirit of God said, Dewayne, hold up. The minute he said that, I knew something was getting ready to go on. He said, I said, yes. He said, what are pitchers designed to do? I said, they are designed for you to put some kind of liquid in it so you can pour into cups so somebody else can get quenched of their thirst. He said, so hold both of the pitchers out like this. So I held both of the pitchers out. The full pitcher was here. The empty pitcher was here. He said, now what I want you to do now, I want you to show me how the empty pitcher can fulfill its purpose in life. I want you to pour into that empty pitcher, but pour into it at them being at the same level. He said, hold them out straight. And I held them out straight like this. He said, now pour. I said, God, I can't pour if they are at the same level. He said, well, what do you have to do to pour? I said, I got to drop the empty pitcher. Right. Come on. No, notice. I got to drop the empty pitcher. I don't drop the full pitcher. I drop the empty pitcher. See, the empty pitcher got to know that it got to come. The empty pitcher got to drop. The empty pitcher got to submit to the full pitcher. And when the empty pitcher submit to the full pitcher can pull into the empty pitcher so the empty pitcher can fulfill its purpose. And then he said this. He said, I got so many leaders in the body of Christ that I connect them to somebody, and they think they're at the same level as the one that I connect them to. And they don't want to submit, and that's why I can't pour into their life, and I need them to submit so the pastor can pour into their life so they can fulfill their purpose in life. And some of them will never fulfill their purpose in life because they think they know more than the one I connect them with. Submission is the position that God will place you in to receive power. Now hear me and hear me good. Hear me and hear me good. Satan knows that. Because the minute you submit what you're saying, I'm grabbing hold of yours like it's my very own, and now you become one with that. You're no longer two, now you're one. Satan knows that if they stay in this position, the power is going to be released and my kingdom is going to be destroyed. I got to get them out of here. And the Spirit of God took me on this lesson, and he said this, I want you, Dewayne, I want you to study on the spirit of offense. He said because, and I did a survey, I found out that over 60% of people who leave churches, who leave their man of God, they leave because they offended. And a lot of them told the same man that they left, watch this, a lot of them told the same man that they left, Pastor, I'm going to be with you until the end. And then when they leave, this how they leave. The Lord is reassigning me. Yeah. See, because they got to put the Lord in there. The sad thing about it is, how do Others from the church go with that one. And the pastor ain't even laid hands on that one that left.
Don't make me stand up. Don't make me stand up.
We got a thing at our ministry. If the pastor don't lay his hands on them in front of everybody, if that person leave, they already know that's a sign they left wrong. He ain't even got to get up and say they left wrong. You now know because you've been taught they left wrong, because if they left right, pastor would have laid his hands on them. So how do you go with somebody whose hands hadn't been laid on them? And then watch it. Jesus will never change what he said before the storm in a storm. You know, pastor corrects some people. When people are corrected and they can't get their way, then they leave. God spoke to them. But God will never speak to you in the middle of a storm. God will always say what he said before the storm in the middle of the storm. That's why when the disciples, he said, let us go to the other side. And when they got in the middle, the storm came and they ran downstairs and they woke me and Jesus up. We were asleep. They woke me and Jesus up. And they talking about, do you care if we perish? I'm telling you, Jesus got up and said this. They said this. Do you care if we perish? Who told you was going to perish? Where you get that from? Because the last word that God said, we're going to the other side.
That's right.
Watch this. God don't have plan Bs. Because plan A always work. Now watch this. That's why I did this thing on the deadly sting of offense and how to be free from offense. Because some people, you are offended and you don't even know you're offended. Because offense is like bad breath. Everybody else know you got it. You just don't know. You know, you ever been to somebody, they just talking, you be like, man, can they smell their breath? They don't know it. That's how offense is. Everybody else know you're offended, but you don't. I'm looking at this word, offended. God said, when they get offended, this what happened, Dewayne. This what happened. He said, watch this. He said, look at it, offended. And I'm looking at the word. He said, split it. He said, off-ended. I said, what that mean, God? He said, that means they got off the word. And when they got off the word, he said, watch this. When you get off the word, you in the process that the word was going to do in your life. Wow. That's why everybody that gets in the place of offense, watch this. Everybody gets in the place of offense. It's like you putting a rope around your neck and you hanging yourself. You remember Judas? He got offended. And he got offended because people were blessing Jesus. Never get offended when you see your man of God get blessed.
My God.
And Judas got offended, and Judas ended up putting a rope around his neck. John the Baptist, and I'm going to close with this. John the Baptist, in Matthew chapter number 4. John the Baptist get locked up, he in jail. He locked up in jail. And all of a sudden now, the word got back to Jesus. We was in a particular town, Jesus had a revival going on, and they came in and they told Jesus, I was right there, they told Jesus, man, Jesus, John got locked up. Jesus said, what? He said, yeah. He said, man, John locked up. He said, where they got him? Man, they got him in such and such prison. He said, what? So Jesus said, all right. He said, come on, boys. We got to go to Galilee. We got this, we got that revival. So Jesus went in the revival, and we over there preaching. And all of a sudden, they picked the story back up in Matthew chapter number 11. The guys, John's boys, went to visit John one day. And John said, did y'all tell Jesus I was locked up? They said, yeah, we told him. They said, he hadn't been by here yet. He said, y'all told Jesus that I was locked up. He said, no, he ain't come. He said, when y'all told him, what'd he do? Man, he went to Galilee. Matter of fact, he got a revival going on. John said, so when did y'all tell him? Man, we told him in Matthew chapter number 4. This Matthew chapter number 11. Some time done went by. Boy, John got so mad in that prison. Watch what John. Your language always locate him. Watch it. John said, you go tell Jesus. Now watch this. This the same John that the Spirit of God spoke to him and said, the one you see a dove descending on. The voice that you heard that said this is that.
My God.
You go tell him, is he the one? Or should, watch this. Or should we look for another? Now, I want to know, how did John is locked up. How did me turn into we?
That's good. That's good.
Now, if you don't know how me turned into we, because he didn't say you go tell him, is he the one or should I look for another? He said, should we look for another? How did me turn into we? I tell you how me turned into we. When you don't recognize, watch this. When you don't recognize who you was connected to. And now you let friendship override anointing. So now watch this. So now when your friend has a problem with the pastor, your friend now wants you to side with him or her, and now that me turned into we. So now all of a sudden they upset. They walking in Jesus' meeting, and we in there Galilee, Jesus up there ministering, and all of a sudden they bust in the meeting. They walk into Jesus, they say, Jesus, are you the one or should we look for another? And I'm sitting there, I'm saying to myself, now this serious right here. I mean, it's serious. I mean, they bust in the meeting, because I was just thinking, if we up in service and somebody came and busted in our meeting, man, we got so many security people, they ain't gonna let you do that. But they bust in the meeting. And they came and said, are you the one or should we look for another? In front of everybody. And Jesus said, you go tell John that the lame is walking, that the deaf hear, that the blind they see. And then he said this. He said, you tell him this. Blessed or empowered to prosper are they that are not offended in me. He was sending a message to John. John, get out of that place of offense, because when you are offended, you get off the word and you end the process. Watch it. The word don't have a problem with jail, because it got Peter out. It got Paul and Silas out. And watch it. What he does for one, he'll do for another. I wonder why John got killed. Just maybe he stayed in a place of offense. And all of a sudden, John's boys walked off because they mad. Jesus turned around to us, and he turned around to us, and he said that. And it blew me away, because I ain't understand it. He said, man, I ain't never seen a man born of a woman that's greater than John. I said, hold up, G. That man sent some dudes try to disrespect you in front of all these people, and you going to turn around? What you doing? And he told me this. He said, you know, if I'd have turned around and said, can you believe what that boy did? He said, can you imagine what Peter would have did? Peter would have been like, see, Jesus, I know. I'm telling you. God ain't finished with me. He's still working on me. Let me go down there and see him. You know Peter. Every ministry has a Peter. Watch it. We got some he Peters and we got some she Peters. We got some women in our church. You come up there and try to mess with, please. This one guy came up to me one day. He's an old friend of mine, and he came. He just talking trash. And one of the women, she walked up, she walking behind him. She was like, and I was like, what's she doing? And she said, Pastor, I ain't know him. I was just gonna do as much as I can do, because I'm telling you, he ain't gonna be talking to you like that. I'm like, what? I'm like, no, that's a friend of mine. Because you got he Peters and you got some she Peters. And Jesus turned around. Watch this. He protecting their perception about John.
Yes, he did. Yes.
Jesus said, I ain't never seen a man born of a woman greater than John. What was he doing? He was changing their perception. And some of y'all hang around people that talk about your ministry, talk about your pastor, and you sit there and just let them talk instead of helping changing their perception. And the same ones that used to be offended, now when pastor come correct you because you never said anything, now you get offended, and now they come to you now and say, see, I told you. I didn't say it like this. I was just trying to tell you what he did to me. And now, but you ain't want to listen to me. Watch that. This is what they say. You ain't want to listen to me when you wasn't offended. Now he done said something to you and you offended. Now you're going to listen to me. Watch that. You will listen to people that are offended because you offended. Because if you wouldn't let them put that trash in you. Because watch it. People who walk in love, people who are not offended, don't let people put trash in them.